Wakey wakey, Lara. So hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 2 Remastered. So guys, 115 speaking, and let me welcome you to the Offshore rig. This is gonna be Tomb Raider 2's version of Netless Mines, and you know how much I love these sorts of no weapons levels. So in this one we are gonna get our hands on all 31 goodies. We are gonna kill, I guess, relatively humble number of 20 enemies, especially compared to the previous Opera House. We are gonna get our hands on all 3 secrets. And we are gonna unlock these levels only 2 level specific achievements, okay? So it's gonna be a far more easier ride than it was previously. But I just dread to think how Lara feels after being smacked in the head with that wrench. Now, important thing about all these sorts of levels, just like in Netless Mines, we lost access to all our weapons, although this time it perhaps happened a bit too earlier than we would have expected, but all the leftover ammunition you had has converted back into boxes of ammo. So, be it automatic pistol clips, Uzi clips, and M16 clips. By the way, these ammunition piles we have not even touched or fired from so far. We have 4 pairs of grenades. I'm gonna be curious to see how well that translates, because we finished the game with 9 grenades and 12 shotgun shells. The shotgun shells count seems to be accurate to what you would see on the screen when you have the actual weapon. The grenades count, however, it worries me that this is now gonna convert into 8 grenades as opposed to 9. I'm still not sure how the conversion system works and if it actually is flawless or not. I just wish they would show us the actual ammo, even when we don't have a weapon, but there you have it. When it comes to the flares or medpacks, same story, okay? So, we need to think about how to get out. But one cool thing I want to show you in Lara's passport is, well, we have a new stamp. Somehow she managed to get Departed Italy stamp, but you can see a symbol on the bottom left corner of her passport. And it's the Fiamma Nera cult symbol. But rather than having a dot, it has a little cute drop sign. It's absolutely adorable, and I just cannot take the Fiamma Nera cult seriously. I love the idea that upon, knocking her unconscious, they opened up her passport, gave her this stamp, and then just put it back in her backpack. It's hilarious. So there you have it. That's because we are in sort of an offshore rig. I guess normally this would be an oil extraction facility, but it's not here to extract oil, but rather to excavate a huge ship's wreck. But more about that later. We find ourselves in the world's worst prison cell, because the way to open this door, we just need to press a switch within the cell. I take back everything I said about Bartoli's henchmen not being brainless. I just have to take that back, given this facility they put us in. Now, right now, I'm actually gonna focus on just unlocking this achievement. Something about Lara's feet not even being wet or something like that. Sorry, again, I can't remember the achievement names. They are rather convoluted and sometimes often funny, but the point is I'm gonna show you how to get your hands on pistols the non-intended and faster way. This is also gonna be something that's gonna be incredibly useful to keep in mind for the time trial, okay? So, you only need to move one of those blocks if you're comfortable making that jump. And now, rather than escaping into the water, remember we need to stay out of it. Let's say hello to our lovely hosts. Oh! By the way, those barrels are not explosive, despite the warning label on them. And now, you need to lure one of those henchmen, the one wielding AK rifle, to shoot at Lara as she's standing opposite these windows. This will essentially make him shoot and break the windows for you, allowing you to get to the pistols without touching water. And you know what, since this is a new enemy type, I'd like to take a picture, but maybe somewhere where it's a bit brighter. Okay, please repeat that, but over here, sir. If you get too close to the windows, they have a tendency to leave for whatever reason, so that's a bit annoying. But okay, I think I'm just gonna take a snapshot like this for our photo album. There we go. Oh, you can even see the muzzle fire. Alrighty. There we go. And now all you gotta do is jump on the nose of the plane. There you go. And essentially step on this trapdoor over here, and congratulations, you got your hands on pistols insanely quickly. There we go. Don't even need to wet my feet. Stay out of the water before you get your guns back in the offshore rig. And now you can continue the level if you so desire. You haven't actually technically missed anything, but I would still like to show you the intended way, and also it's a way where you are going to lose far less health. And since I have the ambition to finish this level off without using any medpack, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, I'm going to see you guys essentially at the very beginning of the level, but first I'm going to reload our Opera House save. Okie dokie, back in our cozy prison cell. So, if you remember what we did last time, all you gotta do is just move one of the many movable blocks in this room twice. There are actually, I believe, 3. And if you have the patience, don't care about the time, you can pretty much move all of them out of the way to have this perfect easy circuit. But by now, we are so experienced, we can just, you know, run on top of them rather. So they're not an obstacle, but we can think of them more as a bridge. Okay, and once more please, Lara. It's time like this, I would really appreciate if they implemented the block pulling and pushing system from Tomb Raider 4 and 5, but oh well, we can't have everything. I'm still happy what they did with crawling in Tomb Raider 3. Oh, I can't wait to get to Tomb Raider 3. Woohoo! Okay, so, you know the drill by now. There we go. I'm actually a bit disappointed that the crates themselves don't have the drop sign on them. They have the standard Via Manera marking. Oh well, we can't have everything nice. And now, the moment the alarm's gonna sound, let's dive into the water, as that will be our escape route to minimize taking damage, and it's kind of the intended way. Now, be very mindful of the barrels over here. These essentially mark the border around which it's safe for you to swim. If you cross this threshold, this giant underwater fan is gonna suck you in and shred you to pieces, which is absolutely terrifying. So use those barrels as a landmark to work your way around them, because there is a very inconveniently placed underwater lever here, which opens that crate to the side, as you can see now. However, swimming right there next to the fan would be a death sentence. Okay, so just go all around like this. And you could probably have already seen a glimpse of the Jade Dragon behind it, just as easy to see in the remasters as in the original. Okay, and maybe now we should hurry up. By the way, be mindful of this trapdoor over here. We are soon gonna open it with another underwater lever in the next room, okay? But let's try and not drown first. That'd be very problematic. Okay, yeah, we're just about made it. There we go. Now, the underwater lever that pertains to the secret is actually right underneath the tunnel that we swam from, okay? So I guess that's the bit of a vicious part, that it's incredibly easy to miss. On you go, Lara, and I don't think we really need to go and resurface for extra air. We can still make this in one breath. Lara is an Olympic swimmer, after all. And I don't know why, it just feels incredibly rewarding to already get a secret out of the way this early on in the level. It just makes me feel, especially when I don't know the levels very well, just trying to remember what my childhood memories were like, it makes me feel like I've got this situation fully under control and nothing's gonna get past me. It's incredibly rewarding. By the way, many people do not actually like the 3 secret system from Tomb Raider 2, because, and this is, I mean, a very fair criticism, if you find 2 out of 3 secrets, you pretty much get absolutely nothing, right? So it might seem not particularly fair compared to the previous game, and I get that. And I feel the way they could have balanced, the original developers, I'm not talking about Asper and Saber, is by leaving a couple of goodies next to the Jade Dragons, or Gold Dragons or Stone Dragons, doesn't matter, you know, so that you will also get something when not finding all of them. Now this should look familiar, the windows are still intact, we're the ones that are gonna do the breaking once we get our hands on the pistols, but it's a bit convoluted. To get on top of the plane the intended way, by the way, nothing preventing you from getting on this platform and making the jump to get the pistols, right? But, like I said, I want to show you the intended way so that you can make your own informed decision how you want to tackle this. But this button somehow is connected to the plane and opens up a trapdoor underneath it, don't ask me how. The point is, we want to jump onto this wing, but first we need to turn off this propeller, and that's essentially what we're gonna do from inside the plane, which, actually, that part at least does make sense. And there we go, this is the button. There it is, it shut itself off, otherwise it would tear us to pieces and we get a glimpse of pistols. Wait, can we even achieve that with the camera? I really didn't want to use the photo mode this time. Oh, there it is, okay, see? So just a little tease that the pistols are right on the other side of this trapdoor. Now we find ourselves underwater again. Yeah, you know what this means, right? We're gonna go for yet another swim. Or you can of course climb up next to the platform with the prison and essentially lure your enemies to shoot the windows for you, and by now you know the drill, right? So using the method I showed you at the beginning of the video, you're gonna take some damage, but it saves up so much so much time. Health is something that it doesn't save up. So it's something I'm gonna keep in mind when I'll be doing my time trials. Oh, and by the way, as it pertains to time trials, I'm already practicing for Tomb Raider 2. Each time I sort of finish recording a level like this, I boot up my PS4 and then I just play the level as quickly as possible on that, keeping a separate save file for this pistols only and under 6-hour run, and it's working out pretty good so far. I mean, technically, if you guys feel like it, if you feel intimidated by the idea of finishing the game and then doing a whole playthrough for the time trials and pistols only, you can also manage your saves in a way where wherever you want, at the very end, for example, doesn't really matter, you can keep track of a separate playthrough, and each time you play a level, you can then replay it using pistols only, and when you finish it or reach the very end before the final stat screen, you can just make a save in that time-efficient and pistols-only playthrough. So this way, it will feel like each time you beat a level, you just beat it again, but in a very quick and efficient way. You can also do it that way. And it can seem less daunting because you'll pretty much sneak an entire playthrough into the game. But yeah, I'd like to focus on it separately because I don't want to get too used to speedrunning tendencies and lose my completionist tendencies. Oh, wait. There's a flash of light happening there. Is he firing at us? From that distance? No, he's not. He has his hands in his pockets. Okay. So this must be the alarm light. Okay, you know what? I quite like this picture. It's like, welcome, Miss Croft, please step in. Nah, there's no much point to this one. The lighting is a bit worse in the OGs. Okay, now what I'd like to do is break the windows before they'll do it. And I'm not sure if we'll even... Okay, that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, now he cannot say he broke them because we did. Alrighty then, can we reach him from here? No, but maybe from the nose of the plane we can shoot at the guy. Perfect, but he can shoot at us, so let's be real careful. And he goes back into his hidey hole. Okay, we took some minor damage, this is still fine. I don't feel like our no medpex goal is threatened in any capacity. By the way, this is the point from which I'll be using everything else but pistols once we get our hands on that kind of weaponry, okay? Because I think it's time. We conserved ammo nicely. Okay, I'd like to shoot your colleague back there. Please don't be jealous. Okay, we did it. We took very minimal damage, which is good, because this is a vicious ambush after all. Always be mindful what these guys drop. And actually, the henchmen over here are the same thug-wielding guys, so that's why I'm not really taking a picture, even though the clothing is different. But they look just like Eros, the guy who was repairing the handrail in the plane. I'd like to think that the first henchman is actually him, and Lara just had her revenge. I don't know why I find that funny. Poor guy. Okay, there we go. Actually, if you're wondering where the platform leads, it's to a door that will never open. It's a static object, it just made to look like a door. Makes sense that normally it would open to allow the facility to run well. By the way, guys, what do you think? Is this card yellow or gold? Let's see. It says yellow pass card. It's funny because on other platforms I'm intentionally playing with Slovak translation, and there they're calling it golden, which didn't make sense to me. Usually you call credit or debit cards golden, right? And this just seems yellow, like an industrial facility. But there you have it. Let's insert it to be able to continue. Oh, and by the way, we need to take a look at something absolutely wonderful. Let me show you. First of all, this green screen which shows... I actually cannot identify what area of the rig it shows, it's so blurry. Before it was more of a generic hallway. This looks like I see actual textures from the level, I just can't pinpoint what it shows. If you guys have any clues, Maybe it's an area from Offshore Rig, maybe from the next level, the diving area. Please let me know in the comments, I would appreciate that. More importantly, look at this. We won the classic games remastered. We need the remaster of the classic games. Tomb Raider should be remastered, they said. Tomb Raider should be remastered, they said. Maybe all the voices have been heard. We want the classic games remastered. We need the remasters of the classic games. Tomb Raider should be remastered, they said. Maybe all the voices have been heard. All the voices have been heard. It's just really sweet. And over on this radar screen, you will see individual release dates of individual video games. However, the one that really confuses me is November 13, 1999, because that's the release date of Tomb Raider 4 Last Revelation, if I'm not mistaken. It released, I think, even before December's Christmas season. I remember reading magazines at the time and I just not being able to wait because Egypt was my favorite place in the whole world. Well, ancient Egypt, not the modern one. And I was just really curious how the game's gonna turn out when I was, holy moly, 5 years old. When I say reading magazines, what I really mean is looking at pictures, but you know. Okay, and then it flicks to different release dates. This would be Tomb Raider 2, November 1897. And then, oh, we're back. It flicks so quickly. Then we have November 14th, 96, which is Tomb Raider 1. And maybe we'll get a glimpse of Tomb Raider 3's 98. There we go, November 20th, 1998, so Tomb Raider 3. So, honestly guys, whilst I'd love to think that they're already working on Tomb Raider 4 and 5 remasters, and some of you guys would even love if they worked on Angel of Darkness remasters, I'm very skeptical about that. I think the game needs a complete restart from scratch rather than a remaster, but who knows, maybe they'll take what we got and just somehow make it more smoother and better controllable and work out some of the bugs, although that sounds like an insanely complicated project, and actually fans of Angel of Darkness have already been doing that for years. There's Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness Definitive Edition that's not yet finished, made by fans, but it's progressing quite nicely and I'm kind of watching the progress. Maybe one day I'll consider Angel of Darkness a fun game thanks to it, we'll see. But for now, this is really the only piece of evidence we have that they might just be working on Tomb Raider 4 Last Revelation. And also in Tomb Raider 3 there is even more hidden Easter egg on a radar dish somewhere showing the coordinates of the Great Pyramid of Giza. I don't know, it would make sense to utilize the same engine to release another product given how successful the remasters were, right? But again, no official word yet, which makes sense, right? They don't want to shoot themselves in the leg by overpromising something that they might not yet be sure if they can deliver. Let's keep our fingers crossed anyway. I would love to see this kind of treatment for Tomb Raider 4 and 5. And the achievements, my god, the achievements. But first of all, let's do something about the noise. Ah, so much better. Now you have a choice between the left path and the right path. For the left path, I think you need a red keycard, which we are gonna get on the right path. So, our course of action is really clear. And now, for the first time ever, we're gonna see an animation that I absolutely love. That's only, I think, used in Tomb Raider 2 and 5. Oh, I love the sound effects too. Okay, so we only have our pistols, no other weapons. What awaits is a particularly nasty ambush from the back, but we should just have enough time to make it out of the way. Okay, now if you stay calm, do not move too much, you will not be also ambushed by the guy over there, okay? Just stand your ground and it should be fine. Perfect. Now, if you're wondering what's behind the mysterious door that he emerged from, that just suddenly opened, it's a sneak peek to the diving area. However, again, it's almost like a cinema trick, because this is supposed to be a round atrium going round and round, but they cut it off here and there, because, well, there's no need. The door is gonna close, no matter which angle you're gonna approach it from, and this area is unreachable. But it gives you such a cool sneak peek of the next level. Something excited about finally seeing what's around the corners, you know, thanks to the photo mode. Now, if you thought that's it for Eros clones, you were gravely mistaken, because once you open this door, there's gonna be a third one. But again, he's gonna drop a lovely care package, so, you know, pros and cons. Yeah, it feels really lame to just shoot and keep hopping back, but you know what, if it works, we're gonna do it. And I think that might have been the last time we'll use pistols in this game, we'll see. Honestly, I'm not gonna miss them. So first of all, completely new pickup, harpoons. And again, something that really frustrates me, it shows 4. We picked up 2 bundles. That means that upon picking up 1 bundle of visibly 3 harpoons, there would be number 2 next to them. But here's the thing, you are actually gonna get 3 harpoons per pickup. This number conversion make absolutely no sense. It's driving me absolutely crazy. Anywho, let's take a look at the coffee stains and cards in better detail. I always love these packets. To me, they looked like a cake when I was a kid. And, you know, a cup of, maybe not coffee, but cocoa. But right now, as I'm recording it, I'm drinking coffee, so there's that. And then translated it to actual playing cards. I don't know, I just love these details. It's cute. All those Heroes clones playing cards together. Then imagine one of them owing money to the rest, but no one being able to collect the debt because they all look the same. Okay, so here we have bunk beds, and I really like this room because we're gonna get our hands on 2 weapons. So first of all, let me show you how messed up the conversion is, okay? So we picked up 2 bundles of harpoons, that means 1 bundle says 2, okay? Now, we're gonna pick up another bundle of harpoons, and a harpoon gun itself. That means, because harpoon gun is preloaded with 1 bundle, like every weapon, that means we picked up 4 bundles of harpoons. But how much ammo do we have? We have 12 harpoons. That means there's 3 harpoons per bundle, as was visually shown on the screen, but it's not what the number said, it said 2. And this is how messed up it is. I just wanted to show you this in detail. Now, harpoon gun is the worst weapon in the game. However, the only weapon you can use underwater. Now, further confusingly, you get 4 shots per magazine. Yes, this is the only weapon in the game that reloads, and unfortunately you cannot reload manually, okay? That's something Lara has to do herself upon firing the last harpoon in the sort of round drum magazine or what have you. Although I think it's more of a gas cylinder. I don't know why this even has a magazine. You can only load 1 harpoon into a harpoon gun, so yeah. But I guess she reloads the gas in the chamber? I don't know, it's a bit confusing. So yeah, it's clumsy, slow, deals little to no damage, but it's the only weapon you can use underwater, and we're gonna make great use of it when trying to kill all enemies, especially in the underwater levels, okay? But now, something I'm looking forward to way more than that is automatic pistols, and let's equip them, because from now on, these are gonna replace our normal pistols, and should we ever run out, well, in this level, we are also gonna get our hands on Uzi clips, okay? Now, that's all there is to the bunk beds as far as pickups are concerned, but make a note of this button over here. Poor guy, I don't envy the person sleeping here. By the way, again, I love what they did with the remasters when it comes to these beds. Let me show you. In the original, see how high they were? Almost unrealistically, like beds for giants. And in the remasters, well, essentially, they made them lower, a bit more softer, more realistic. They wanted them to have the same height as the ones above. See? Maybe the base is a bit taller. But as a consequence, Lara is levitating. See what they did? And they smoothed out the edges so it's not perfectly square. And it's little touch-ups like these that really allow me to immerse myself in the environment. I love it so much. Sorry, you're probably not watching these videos to have someone comment over these kinds of details, but if by any chance you are interested in that, I don't feel people talk about these changes enough, so there you have it. I feel like it's my duty. And just make a standing grabbing jump. Here you have very generous amount of time. Okay. And on we go. Now, before we proceed any further, I'd like to save here, because there's a challenge we can tackle in 2 ways. One will result in us losing some health, but we will unlock an achievement, okay? So I first want to show you that, and then the safer way. Okay, make sure to slide down, because you'll be grabbing a ladder. If you do not know this in advance, well, you're screwed. But I think I even mentioned this in Tomb Raider 1, it's a general principle, always try to slide back. Although, there will be an instance where we'll regret doing that, but later about that. So the achievement says you need to climb this ladder whilst not touching those movable blocks. Normally, those 2 movable blocks would create a bridge for you to make a running grabbing jump to the ladder and avoid the fires, but you can absolutely do that on the ground whilst taking some minor damage, okay? So, let's... No, Lara, the other side. Well, that could have gone better. But anyway, this is something I'm gonna use in my time trial as well, because it does save up a lot of time. And the moment you will climb up the top of the ladder, you'll be golden, okay? I think the achievement is called In a Rush. Yes, in a rush, do not move either of the 2 blocks from the wall near the fire, and then it cuts off, okay? So that's essentially it, but of course we don't want to lose all that health. We are currently not in a rush. But I think I'm still going to show you a bit of a faster way to do the whole thing, because there are 2 blocks. You need to move one out of the way completely so that you have a free range of motion over the other one. It does take a while, and I'm very tempted to just glitch through the corner, kind of like I showed you in the Temple of the Cat's final secret. You know what, let's do it. By now you know the drill, it's not really a puzzle or anything like that, so let's jump through. And now, let's just push it forward one more time. And this way we don't even need to touch the other block, we can just climb up and grab the ladder. Simple. But yeah, overall it's still faster to just ignore even this block altogether, okay? And once we make it to the top of the ladder, we will not get an achievement, because we already got it, plus we wouldn't get it anyway, because we touched one of those blocks. But, listen to this sweet sound. Isn't that just the most beautiful sound you have ever heard? That, my friends, is the automatic pistols in practice, okay? Ah, I can't wait. Now, it's not really gonna take a long time for them to become not really a primary, but more of a support weapon, should we run out of Uzi ammo, but still, it's just the sound that makes all the difference for me. Okay, no need to climb up, make sure to backflip, and you can already pick up the Stone Dragon over here. And where we find ourselves is, I guess, top of a radio tower of the offshore rig itself. It's a good place to check the skybox from. By the way, exactly the same skybox as in Bartoli's hideout, but it fits nicely. And that was the case also in the original. They used this skybox for both Bartoli's hideout and offshore rig. I wish that we would see the Mediterranean Sea, where this is apparently supposed to take place, so really close to Italy. But unfortunately that's not the case, but outside of using photo mode you would not have seen this anyway, so I guess I can't really blame the devs for that, okay? Anyway, it gives this wonderful fresh morning vibe, and I just can't get enough of it. I love how, being the first industrial level of Tomb Raider franchise, it is still so incredibly colorful, okay? And again, if you want to ensure your feet do not get wet, you can just make a jump like this. Here we find ourselves sort of in the beginning. Remember, we pressed this switch to open up a panel to reach the Jade Dragon. So we are now again next to the plane, and this is a very convenient shortcut where the level loops on itself. And we can get to this crossroads where we chose the right path, and now we can choose the left one because we finally got our hands on the red pass card. It's almost like we're playing the 1990s Doom again, isn't it? Square-based level design and these colored cards. Okay, let's take some cover because there is an AK rifleman over there. And a dog. Whew. Okay, didn't even fire a single shot. Very good. Health preservation techniques work quite nicely. Now be very careful, because there be barrels. Oh yeah, barrels everywhere. And again, you can see the explosives warning label, but they are not explosive at all. Thank God. Let me show you. See? Nothing. Now this is where we insert the red pass card, sorry, not key card. And there is a particularly nasty ambush, but we can avoid triggering all the enemies at the same time via being very careful and strategic with our movements. So let's step on this square and then not move any further, because this will allow us to already take shots at a new enemy. And I think this is the perfect way to take a screenshot. So these guys essentially have... Whoa, I actually thought it's a sort of shotgun, but it seems to be a single-barreled sort of shotgun. Interesting, and simple pump action. Well, these are shotgunners, okay? Let me take a picture from... I think we'll need to roll a little, and we can see Lara in the back just watching her murder victim. Oh, this is great. And this is what they look like in the original. Yes, so even more ripped than they do here. Still the Fiamma Nera tattoos proudly, and you can see the back of their cap. Not sure what the symbol is, just some random 1990s design. So this guy tried to ambush us. Now the vicious thing is that even though they wield a shotgun, they are excellent snipers, which makes no goddamn sense whatsoever. Can we see the eyes through those? No, we cannot. It's completely dark. Oh well. But congratulations, you have handled a nasty ambush quite nicely. Now the moment you take another step, 2 thug baton wielding henchmen will appear. But over on this platform, they can't really do anything to you, okay? So it's as simple as that. And yeah, this is, I think, an excellent way to handle this ambush. Ah, flares. Yes, please. We want all the flares we can get. Now, the unfortunate consequence of the whole ordeal is the alarm sounds yet again. I can't stand that noise. Yep, it's pretty damn annoying. There's no way around it. Now, what we haven't done in quite a while was block pushing. Just kidding. We've done it a short while ago, but there you have it. We need to do it again. This one is a bit interesting because you just need to approach this problem from different angles, literally. So you push it once here, and then you need to go all the way around to push it out more before you can then push it in. It's a bit annoying like that, but it's gonna create a platform for you to go up and continue the level, okay? I feel like... I don't know, I feel a bit sad that that's it for the achievements, but honestly, in the entire Tomb Raider 2, Opera House is the level where you are gonna unlock most achievements, and that is 7, right? It's gonna be less for every other level until the end of the game. But I think Golden Mask will be a bit of an exception. I mean, I just remember how many achievements we unlocked in a single unfinished business expansion level. Like 7 to 11 or something like that. Okay, there we go. Make sure to make this a grabbing jump, because it's still very tall, and from here you can make it a standing jump. Now, what we are trying to achieve is get on the other side. As you can see, there is a huge cistern over here, devoid of water. You can fall down, maybe survive, and use the ladder to get up, but you don't need to go here at all until there's water. So we want to get to this here control room via the path we just took, okay? Now, get your automatics out, because there'll be a shotgunner who's an excellent sniper. See? Look at the damage we took. Absolutely insane. He just blasted that shotgun without a care in the world, and it somehow connected and hit us from that distance. It's ridiculous. These guys are snipers. Okay, so this is an interesting puzzle.
No.
We'll need a green card to get onto this island in between the two cisterns. Now, interestingly enough, there is a switch here that will change the water levels in between the two cisterns. And now the water level for the first one has changed. This is actually going to help us. Before I leave the control room, just let me show you this. Yeah, it was just a garbled mess of lights and controls, but the devs have used it as an Easter egg. And then we can see Lara's running animation. I would even say that's sprinting from Tomb Raider 3, but I'm not entirely sure. It's really cool. There she is, the fugitive on the run. Oh, another cool bit of detail, it was always just an empty sky wherever you look from. Here they added building extensions just to give you that bit of an immersion that it's an actual ring where the proportions make sense. It makes all the difference, honestly. I couldn't be happier about how this turned out. And again, I feel like many of these visual changes are a late addition via one of the patch. It's like Tomb Raider 2 Remastered was not really ready on release, and they touched it up quite a lot as a result later on with the patches. They added all sorts of artificial lights, that sort of thing. Okay, and maybe... Ah, thank God. This is the reason we want to fill up the first cistern, because there's a very naughty switch here. Opens the trapdoor. So now we essentially just have to go back. By the way, what we're looking at over there is the level exit, but without water, of course, we cannot reach it. If we were down here, we wouldn't be able to reach it. And also, if we'd somehow manage to reach this tunnel, we need to press an underwater lever anyway, which we cannot do from solid ground, okay? So, there you have it. Although, wait a second, I think there was water. What the hell? This should be dry. Oh, this is water! Of course! See? In water, outside of water. In water, outside of water. Okay, that is pretty damn funny. I had no idea. So, there you have it. The world is full of mysteries. Or perhaps a bit unfinished level designs. But yeah. Let's just pretend that's not the case. Of course, without the photo mode we wouldn't even get there, so it doesn't actually matter. Okay. And can we see some building extensions from here? Oh, now we can. It just popped into the view. Interesting. Okay, but the mysterious trapdoor we open leads to the most terrifying room of this entire level. By the way, room that will be back from using this drop. Okay, so that's gonna be a shortcut back to come down here, insert the green card, take care of the final enemy, and finish the level in glory. But, saying that, let's be extremely careful, because the way to get to the third and final secret is gonna be vicious. So let me welcome you to an absolutely huge hangar filled with water. there is a new enemy type presenting a bit of a problem for us, and that is divers. Oh, there they are. These absolute terrifying monstrosities. Well, okay, they look like doofuses now, but this is what they look like in the original. I was absolutely horrified of it. And actually, if we'd be in the water close to them, we could hear them breathe like Darth Vader. And it was quite traumatizing for little Zelgadis to listen to these guys. They also come equipped with harpoons, but unlike ours, their ammo is not limited and their aim is absolutely perfect. So, let's see if I can get a good angle like this. And again, I'm gonna use the roll feature, because I want to capture their face as well. So there's a new enemy type. These guys are a pain in the neck, there's no way around it. But we're gonna take care of them from the ground up, because that's how we roll. They, thankfully, do not take much beating, but you are not safe on this walkway. They can still snipe you from the water, which is as ridiculous as it sounds, and their range is much better than yours. So you'll want to lure that guy to come closer around the corner, so you can take aim and fire. Okay, and try not to stay completely still, they can still hit you with those harpoons, okay? Furthermore, there's a guy wielding a shotgun over here and another one over there. And they have already spawned. There really isn't a way to avoid this. Which is gonna make our picking up this gold dragon all the more difficult. And I wish for this encounter we had a shotgun, but, well, shotgun's just around the corner, unfortunately. Did you hear that? They're already trying to blast us to smithereens, those evil bastards. Okay, so first things first. We need to be careful, because around this pillar, not only are we exposed to this guy sniping us with his shotgun, make of that what you will, but also this one. And also, if you step on this tile, a baton-wielding henchman is gonna appear around the corner, and if you step on this tile, another baton-wielding henchman is gonna appear from around that corner. So, we gotta do this quick. You could probably see already the bullet casings falling next to us. Okay, we almost took him down. With automatics, this is an easier ordeal than with pistols. I really wish we had a shotgun for this, but unfortunately, not quite yet. Okay, he dropped a small med pack, but I don't want to get shot at whilst picking it up. Okay, I think we're safe here. Yes, it's the moment we cross this line that he's gonna start shooting. Oh, okay. Hello there, neighbor. So, it's a bit of an awkward encounter, I gotta say, but everything I do... Oh, come on! How dare you! I was about to say everything I do is to minimize the damage we take, and then I got hit in the face twice with the baton, but there you have it. Our reward is Uzis and 2 Uzi clips. Awesome. So, let me just check our ammo count. 1440, so there we go. I mean, we haven't really fired a single bullet from Uzis, so the ammo should match. Plus the, I think 4 bundles overall we picked up since in this level. Now, to make it back up and be able to enact our revenge, now that we cleared out the divers, thank God, I remember in Retro... Are you kidding me? We got hit? From... what? By that guy? Here? With a shot... Oh, I'm getting angry. Okay. Like I was saying, there is an achievement in Retro Achievements where you need to swan dive into the water and take care of both of those divers with your harpoon gun without getting shot. And it's exceedingly difficult. I'm really glad they don't really make us do anything like that here. I don't actually think there's a single achievement in Tomb Raider 2 that would have anything to do with using the harpoon gun, so there's that. In fact, you are actively discouraged from killing underwater enemies in this game via the achievement, but a bit later about that. Okay, now there's an AK rifleman, and unfortunately, will be a sitting duck completely at his mercy as we climb up here. You're not safe when you're hanging there. If you're thinking of, you know, delaying climbing up, not at all. And now there's a shotgunner already looking at us from around the corner, thinking he's so cool with those goggles and his cap turned upside down. Well, do I have news for you? I'm gonna blast this guy to smithereens. Ha! Who's a better shotgunner, huh? Haha! Okay, okay. I have too much fun doing this. And the final one, which... nah, he's too far away for us to snipe him. So right now it's a tenuous piece, but... Oh, oh. Thank God it's all over. Oh. Okie dokie, so that was particularly stressful, but I think we pulled it off quite nicely. This guy doesn't drop anything, but what he got is the green card. And guess what happens now? Yeah, the alarm will sound again. Anywho, we had red, yellow and green, and I think blue is gonna be part of the next level's diving area, okay? And some of the colors here are gonna repeat again. So again, just like playing 1990s Doom, really cool. We can finally get out of here, this traumatizing area, but we are in a good shape to finish this level without using a medpack, because we only need to face off against one's enemy, and it's one that doesn't even shoot. How awesome is that? It's like the good old days in Tomb Raider 1, you know, when you could just run away from them whilst firing. Okie dokie. Now it seems like we're going up, but in fact, we'll need to get down, because this is the shortcut I talked about a while ago. And now, do not dawdle, because you'll be ambushed. There we go. And again, just a little care package left behind. So that's essentially it. Now, just to jog your memory a little, remember I talked about this green card. We can finally access sort of the aisle in between the two cisterns. And why do we want to do that? Well, because via flicking this switch again, we will empty the first one, but fill out the second one, okay? So that's essentially it, and whilst you can still get into the control room with the first cistern being empty, you cannot get on this aisle and reach the other cistern, okay? That's essentially all there is to it. Let's go and do our victory swim. Now remember, this was devoid of water, and then past this square, suddenly, there was magically water. Funny how level design works sometimes. But this is the ultimate roadblock. You cannot really press this lever without there being water. Now we open the grate. And I think we'll still be able to climb up that stair without triggering the level exit, so let's just do that. By the way, the door closed behind you, you can no longer go back, so just make sure you have everything. Which, by the way, I should do right now. Yes, 3120, wonderful. And before we trigger the level exit proper and I save the game, let's just take a sneak peek into the diving area starting area. So here, there's gonna be a corridor instead of the steel block. There's gonna be a switch in the corridor over here. Oh! It made it here! How cool is that? Not that we're ever gonna reach it, not in this version of the game. But another cool thing is, they even pressed the, well, put the underwater lever here. But another cool here is, there's gonna be a giant fan that's gonna shred us to pieces with a bit of a cool pickup behind it. But here, we see a glass window underwater showing us the skybox. It feels like we're in some sort of fishbowl or aquarium. This is really cool, but it's not really supposed to be here, okay? As you'll see in the next level, the diving area. But for now, let's save here and see the stat screen. So there we go. We have taken just over 25 minutes, we found all 31 goodies, got our hands back on shotgun, on automatics, on Uzis and our trusty pistols of course, which from this point on I'm not gonna use, and see if our ammo will be sufficient. And also we got our hands on a new weapon, the harpoon gun. We're still missing the grenade launcher, unfortunately, it's gonna be a while before we find it. And one more new weapon, the M16, that's gonna await us further down in the next level, okay? Now we have also not used any medpacks, which I'm happy about, not a particularly difficult level, but I guess it would be a more interesting challenge to finish level without using a medpacks, using the pistol's shortcut, you know, and not even touching the water. Well, perhaps only for the secret. So there you have it. I hope you had a blast unlocking this level's 2 achievements. And I'm gonna start working on the diving area straight away, but not before thanking my amazing patrons. Playing Goopel, Mick, Severin Drax, Marek Malec and Katie Danger, thank you guys so much for being my Winstons, and also for bringing some aspirin to poor Lara for her massive headache. Big thank you to my caretaker Winston, Michael McConkie. Thank you so much for treating Lara's injuries. You know, after she received the knock on her head with the wrench, her personality changed. She decided she no longer wants to raid treasures across the globe. But you beat her with your tea tray and made her change back into the Lara we all know and love. Next, a very special thank you to my veteran Winston, Andrea Paviglianiti. Thank you so much for providing us with a very generous selection of weapons in this level. After all, we need to power up our arsenal for what's to come. We did not recover everything, but most of it is already in Lara's hands, and we should all run for cover. And finally, I would like to give a very special thank you to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for so generously supporting the channel and helping this space going. And also thank you very much for providing Lara with ice cubes for her bumps and injuries, and also for teaching her everything about the virtue of patience, especially when being locked inside somewhere. Although she did not take your lessons to heart and she made it out of there using her prison breaking techniques. And on a final note, thank you to everyone watching, and especially for sharing some of your thoughts, feelings and observations, and my absolute favorite, your own experience when tackling these levels on your own. It's absolutely fascinating to see how you guys overcame the challenges in these levels. I hope you had a blast with Tomb Raider 2's version of no weapons level, even though that phenomenon also lasted for a very short time, just like Natla's Mines, but it's gonna get even better in Tomb Raider 3. But let's not jump ahead, because we need to do a deep dive into an aptly named diving area, and that's exactly where I'm gonna see you very soon.